Hi, this is Miss Lavodi, and in this video I'll be showing you how to do handwritten typography portraits using Tayasui Sketches Pro. You should already have an Adobe Capture stencil portrait saved on your device. We're turning this portrait of Amy Poehler as Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec into this stencil image, which was already done using Adobe Capture, and turning it into this handwritten typography portrait using Tayasui Sketches Pro. Make sure you've already watched the Adobe Capture tutorial in my previous videos. This is using the Adobe Capture app to stylize the portrait into a black and white shape. Open the Tayasui Sketches Pro app. You're going to first choose your paper type, and I'm selecting a fine grained white paper, and I'm using it as letter size. On the right hand side in the top left corner, you're going to click the stack papers to make a new layer, and then we're going to add our photo onto this layer. Top of the screen, you'll notice 3 dots, which you will click, and that will allow you to click the down arrow, which will then take you to your camera roll so you can import your stencil photo onto your layer. In the gear icon on the layer, you're going to click that and click the opacity so you can make your photo layer a little more lighter. And then we're going to add another layer on top of this. You never want to write directly on your photo layer. So I'm using black ink for this, and I'm selecting the second brush down, which is like a fine point pen tool, and I'm using the sliding scale on the right hand side to adjust the size of my brush. You want to use a small brush for small areas and use small text for small areas. What I'm doing is carefully writing out some words, phrases, and things that I've taken quotes directly from her show. And I'm writing these things out in the direction of the shapes on the portrait. So this is really important because this is giving us the illusion of the form of the portrait through the text. So the direction of the text and the size of the text is important. And you're trying to place that into the shapes that are already laid out for you. So you're going to continue this process, working your way around the portrait with your text. So since this is a big shadow area, I'm trying to cram in as many phrases and words as possible, and using tinier words and larger spaces where needed, trying to fill up the shapes completely, making sure my letters fill out edge to edge, and again following the direction of the curves of the portrait. This will help us when we remove your photo layer to be able to see the form of the portrait better. Once you're totally done and you've filled in all of your text, your portrait should be visible. You're going to hide your photo layer with the eye icon in that layer, and then determine if there's any other areas that need more text in order to better see your portrait. When you're totally done, you can click the top menu 3 dots and use the up arrow. This will give you options to save your work to your device. Before you start your work on your own, think about your creativity. How can you go beyond this sample that I've shown you? You can make creative choices in your work. You can use different color ink instead of black. You can make some words bigger or in a different style, font or hand lettering, calligraphy, and you can even think about some words being in color while other words are in black. Think about how you can make your work unique and creative while still maintaining enough contrast that we can see your portrait when you're finished.